Mark Duke, are you in the house?
Good morning, Kiwi. How are you?
Great. So did you hear the other week when George was saying that he's looking for a surrogate?
Albo,
Yes, sir.
I'm asking this question and not because of Wahoo.
I'm already laughing. Go on.
So if I was to get
it's not
like a surrogate mother,
Yeah.
would 100K be enough for every month for 5 years?
Yeah, I saw he even did a super chat. The nerve.
Yeah, he did a whole super chat. IQ Watson with 99. Now we are talking. He has sent $100. He says for Wahoo's phone number. Yeah. Wahoo, come to Gawaneido. But what is that about? What do you think he's going through? Is he going through some midlife crisis?
No, I don't think he's going through some midlife crisis. I think in one of your talks you said that when you reach a point in your life as a man where when you feel like you don't need this need, like when this need is not apparent to you, then it is then that you can make that decision. But as long as you are still McJoke, you are still Gift, you are still some of the guys in the space, and you are driven by this need, you want to be a father, you want to be a provider, you want to be a leader and a guider to someone. As long as you are driven by this need, then you are starting off on a wrong foot. But George's ego is already in the top 1%ers. So whether he has a kid or he doesn't have a kid, it won't affect him that much, especially monetarily. So I think he's in a better state in his life where he doesn't actually need that need. I don't see George as that guy who's committed in a relationship and who's going to be married one day. So even though he wants to satisfy his curiosity and ego, it's not, he doesn't satisfy it on a long-term relationship or on something that he's going to commit to. So he's just going to lay his seed in somebody else's, and they're going to pay. But the system in itself is just it's unusual. I mean, it's unusual.
It's unusual for a man to want that for himself, because that means that he has completely said no to the relationship.
He had completely said no to the relationship.
So he's given up.
He's given up. I mean, he's given up. He said his fair share, and he's calculating he's calculating his cost and benefit. He knows that, okay, if my cost would actually be money and my benefit would be the child themselves. But they're also not looking at, they don't want the expenditure. They don't want the administration of, dealing with this woman who's always going to be bickering, and they're not going to be appreciative. They're going to come with high demands and low appreciation. They're going to be demanding and nagging. At the end of the day, whether that's good, a woman is a woman. I mean, that's how she's built. So George doesn't want to deal with those things and perks that comes with being a woman.
Interesting. George, are you here?
So there is this question you just asked Mark Duke. If he see himself ever, having a relationship with a woman as a lifestyle. And I love observing people a lot, especially in public places when traveling out in the element. And I see a situation where I can observe that the man is a captive in that relationship. And he has found a way to lie to himself that everything is okay. And I sit back and I say, there is this comfort in my real evil heart that I will never be that person, no matter what. It does not matter what happens to my life from this moment. I will never be that person. I'll never put myself in that situation. And it's so comforting to completely have decided that's it. That's what's happening. You have chosen freedom. You have chosen sanity. You have chosen peace of mind.
So you're saying that the other side does not exist, is a lie? What are you saying about the other side? What are you saying about the man you saw or the man you've seen and the relationships you know?
They have come to terms with their predicament. And they have resigned to that state. It's like, no, let's go back to a real life experience. So in my village, my neighbor had a brother who was an ambassador in one of these Scandinavian countries. Okay? He offered to take the niece. I think it was Sweden. So let's go with Sweden. He offered to take the Swede. This is the ambassador, a Kenyan ambassador in Sweden. So my neighbor's child now is being prepared to go to Sweden. So they have to go through the process of the passport. They have to go through the process of drug testing. They have to test her for pregnancy. 19-year-old girl just finished high school. Then it was discovered that she was pregnant. The hope this family had that their brother had chosen their daughter to take her to Sweden and give her a new life. This is mid-90s, maybe late 90s. This is an ambassador during the Moi days. It meant something. And I'm bringing that to paint a picture of the resignation of this family to the realities that just hit them. All that hope and expectation and all that could happen and change in this family's life in the village by their daughter being accepted to accompany her uncle to Sweden, it has just collapsed. And I look at people in marriages, 99% of them, the hope, the anticipation, the freshness, the energy that they put in marriages, and then the reality hits them. And there is a nation to that reality. You can see it specifically in men. Dashed hope. And now they have to live with that almost like a Stockholm syndrome for the rest of their life. They have to justify it with these mean-tested, societal, acceptable nuance. I have to stay for the children. What would the church say? What would people say? So they are there committing the rest of their 70 years to something that they don't have to be in if only they were honest to themselves. But the society, the community, the African setup has made it so impossible for them to be themselves. So you have these drooped shoulders, defeated men, barely image of themselves, calling on in this unholy union, and like falling in a dream. They are screaming and there is no voice coming out of them. And now me, looking at it from the outside, and I know in 100 years, I will never be that person. That's what makes me to be able to point at those and say, no matter what happens to my life from this point on, for the next 70 years, I will never put myself in that position. Never, ever. So that's what I observed about people. And everybody here is listening and they are fighting with the reality of being true to themselves, because our background, our systems, our culture, our religion has made sure that being true to ourselves is
Like that.
diminished,
And I'm gonna get
because that's
Okay,
the
all
only
right.
way the culture, the religion, the tradition can thrive.
God damn.